So you're on the keto diet and all of a sudden the results have come to a screeching halt. There are three things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and a plateau with your weight loss. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 ways to break through a keto plateau. Let's do this. What's up, Keto Camper? My name is Ben Azadi. I'm a certified functional health practitioner, best-selling author, and I am on a mission to educate 1 billion people on planet Earth. Hitting a plateau is almost guaranteed. It sucks because you've been making some progress and all of a sudden, boom, you hit this wall. What do you do? Well, in this video, I'm gonna give you 5 ways from 1 to 5. I gotta tell you something. Number 5 on this list is going to be really shocking to most of you, but it's gonna make so much sense as well. So wait till I get to number 5. Let's start with number 1 on my list. And actually, before we get to number 1 on my list of 5 ways to break through a keto plateau, let's talk about what the real cause of weight loss is. So when I'm saying a keto plateau, I mean your weight loss results have stopped. The real cause of weight gain, I should say that, the real cause of weight gain is not eating more and exercising too little. It's not a calories thing. I know that's different than what you've been taught before. You've been taught to eat less and move more and watch your calories, and you're a math equation, but the body is not a math equation. The body is not a bank account. The body is a complex chemistry lab, and we need to start treating it as such. So the real cause of weight gain is not about calories. Do calories matter? Yes. Are calories important? No. What is important are your hormones and your cell metabolism. Because if you have inflammation around your cells, your cell membrane, then your fat-burning hormones can't get into the cell to do the job, and you're not going to feel well. So the 5 tips I'm going to give you here teach your body to have healthier hormones, healthier cells, so you actually can get the results you want. These are not just short-term fixes for you to go on a fluctuation of yo-yo dieting. These are long-term structures for you to achieve great results with your keto diet. If you do it the right way, you're gonna get lifelong results right here. Some considerations before I get to these 5 tips is the number on the scale should not determine whether or not something is working for you or is not working for you. Yeah, we want to get to our goal body weight, and I understand that. Coming from I'm somebody who was obese for most of my life, and I kept tracking that scale, but I've learned from that. After working with thousands of clients, I've learned that just tracking that scale and letting that be the determining factor, it's not a good idea for success, because there's many reasons why you gain weight. It could be that time of the month for ladies and you hold on to more water. It could be because you're sore from the workout and you hold on to some more water. So don't let the scale be the only determining factor whether or not your keto diet is working. Some other things to consider are your body fat measurements. That's really important. What about the way your clothes fit? What about the way you feel? Do you have more energy levels? Do you have more focus, mental clarity, more confidence? Are people noticing your new look? These are all what I call non-scale victories that we need to pay attention to, and not just the weight. With that being said, I'm gonna break down 5 ways to break through a keto plateau so you could get to that goal weight. Are you ready? Let's do it. Number 1 here. I'm gonna give you the problem here and then the solution. The problem is you've been sticking to the same foods and the same routine for too long. We wanna always change things up to create adaptation in the body. Think of it this way. A great personal trainer is always going to be changing up the workouts for their clients. Why? Because it'll keep the body guessing. That adaptation creates results, steady, consistent results. So if you want to break through a weight loss plateau on your keto diet, it's time to mix things up. If you've been eating the same foods day in, day out, let's switch over to another set of healthy keto foods. If you're not practicing intermittent fasting with your keto, well, now it's time to pair intermittent fasting with your keto. Create adaptation. Any kind of change in your routine will get you some results in the right direction, because when you create adaptation in the body, the body is key for the body to function the way we want it to function. Adaptation, when you create adaptation, good cells in your body get stronger, bad cells do not adapt. So you have more hormones, or I should say you have more sensitive hormones, which actually could get into your healthier cells. So some things to consider is add intermittent fasting to your keto diet if you haven't done so already. I like an 18-6 format on most days, meaning for 18 hours out of the day, you're in a fasted state. You're just having some water and some sea salt. And then for 6 hours, you're in a feasted state. You're eating keto, you're eating your meals within a 6-hour eating window. What that would look like on your schedule would be you essentially skip breakfast. Your first meal of the day is at 12 p.m. and then you continue eating until 6 p.m. So your eating window is 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and your fasting window is from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day. So always consider that, mix it up, change up the routine, and you'll see things going down the right direction. Number 2 reason why you are hitting a plateau and what to do about it is you're breaking your fast the wrong way. So let's say you're already fasting. Well, did you know that there's a right way to break your fast and there's a wrong way to break your fast? Let's talk about the wrong way to break your fast first, and then I'll give you some healthy food options for breaking your fast. The wrong way to break your fast is a combination of carbohydrates and fat. I know you're on keto, you're not eating much carbs, but if you're having most of those carbs when you break your fast and you combine it with fat, that's gonna make it more difficult for the body to continue with its weight loss efforts. Because when you break a fast, your hormones are sensitive. This is awesome. We want sensitive hormones. But when you break your fast with carbohydrates and fat, the carbohydrates will spike glucose and insulin. So insulin will do a fantastic job, very efficient, to get the glucose, the blood sugar, out of the blood and put it into the cells. It'll open up that door. It's kind of like that key that unlocks the door. Now the door is open for the glucose to go into the cells. Guess what follows if you eat fat along with those carbohydrates? The fat. And that could slow down your progress. And Thomas DeLauer, he talks in depth about this on his YouTube channel. Definitely check out Thomas DeLauer. I'll put a link for his channel down below. You probably have been watching his videos already. So it makes sense not to break your fast with a combination of carbohydrates and fat. So instead, there's 2 options that are better for you. Number 1, this is my favorite option, a combination of protein and fat is probably the best thing to do because protein and fat will not spike glucose and insulin as much as carbohydrates. So some examples for you is bone broth. I love quality bone broth to break your fast with that. It's mostly protein, it has some fat, loaded with healthy minerals and calcium and phosphorus and collagen, which helps the skin, helps your joint. It's probably the best thing to break your fast with. I personally like Kettle and Fire. They use high quality ingredients, and if you want to check them out, go over to kettleandfire.com and use KetoCamp at checkout to get 15% off. I'll also put a link for it down below. So bone broth is great. You could also make your own bone broth. Another option for you to break your fast with is a fatty keto smoothie loaded with coconut milk and healthy collagen protein or some sort of plant-based protein, a keto-friendly protein with some almond butter, but protein, fat, and fiber is where it's at. That tastes delicious and it'll help you with breaking your fast and continuing with your fat burning. So any kind of keto fatty smoothie would be great for you. I actually have an entire keto fatty smoothie recipe book in the Keto Camp Academy. It's a $100 recipe book that you get for free as a member of the Keto Camp Academy. The next option for you here, another good option for you to break your fast with is eggs, avocados, and green leafy vegetables. Again, protein, fat, and fiber. Green leafy vegetables has minimal carbs, but it also has fiber with it. So that's a great option for you to break your fast. Those are 3 options for you that have fat and protein, so you could break that keto plateau. The other option is to have a combination of carbohydrates and protein with minimal fat. So I'll give you one example here. It would mean some sort of lean protein like chicken breast or a lean piece of steak with a sweet potato. That could be another good option for you. So there you go. That's the number 2 reason and what to do about it. I have 3 more for you. And again, the last tip on this list is going to shock you, and I can't wait to share that with you. Let's get to number 3 first. The number 3 reason why you have hit a weight loss plateau and what to do about it is you're exercising too much. I know. What? Isn't exercising good? Shouldn't I work out every single day? Not necessarily so. You don't get stronger when you work out. You get stronger when you recover from that workout. And if you're not allowing your body adequate recovery time, then you are doing more harm than good. And I personally saw this myself For several years, when I owned a CrossFit gym here in Miami called Live Free CrossFit, I saw so many people overtraining and they're frustrated about not getting the results they want because you're doing too much. So I'm telling you this, you might think this is crazy, but if you can mix up some high intensity workouts and replace that with a long walk, that'll go a long way with your fat loss. I know it sounds counterintuitive and you're thinking, what the heck are you talking about? How is going for a long walk going to help me with my fat loss? It will. You'll see it because when you work out, you release fat. When you go for a long walk, you start burning that fat. So start combining long walks with your workouts or finish your workouts with a 15 to 30 minute walk and you're going to notice a difference. You're going to notice that you're going to drop some extra weight right there. So switch it up, long walks, less is more. Consistency is great. It doesn't have to be an hour long at the gym, 30 minutes or less, but being consistent and having that mix of high intensity and walks would make all the difference for your keto efforts, especially when it comes to weight loss. All right, I have 2 more tips for you. On YouTube, if this has been helpful so far, please take a second to hit the thumbs up button on this video. And if you're not subscribed to the Keto Camp YouTube channel as of yet, hit that subscribe button with the bell because I go live and I also release 5 brand new videos every single day. Number 4 reason why you hit a keto plateau is your sleep and your stress levels are out of whack. They suck. Your sleep sucks. And when your sleep sucks, everything else suffers along with it. Did you know that most of your fat burning takes place during delta sleep, stage 4 sleep? That's when you activate your top 5 fat burning hormones. And if you are not getting enough delta sleep, you're just not going to get the results you want. You're going to wake up the next day groggy, holding on to weight, because when you are chronically sleep deprived, guess what is elevated? Cortisol, your stress hormone. And if you're stressed out from a daily life and you're chronically sleep deprived, cortisol is going to be chronically elevated. And when cortisol is up, guess what follows? Glucose and insulin. And when glucose and insulin is up, guess what happens? You're storing fat. Even if you're not even eating food, you could get knocked out of ketosis if you're sleep deprived or stressed out. And I'll give you a perfect example. I could test my ketones at this very moment. Let's say I'm 1.5. I'm deep into the great land of ketosis and I feel good, which I do right now. My brain is firing on all cylinders. I'm burning fat. And then I could get into an argument with my girlfriend, Natasha, for 20 minutes, come back here, test my ketones again, and I could be knocked out of ketosis without even eating anything. Because stress raises cortisol, glucose follows cortisol, and when glucose is up, insulin follows, and your ketones are gone and you're storing fat without even eating food. So you gotta master your sleep. I'm gonna give you some tips here. Also master your stress, which I'll also give you some tips for. And I have a few videos on my YouTube channel and several podcast recordings on sleep on the Keto Camp podcast. Go listen to the one with Devin Burke. I'll put a link for it down below. But I'll give you some tips for you to do right now, starting tonight, so you can get better sleep and you can activate those fat burning hormones in stage 4 delta sleep. Number 1, you want to make sure your bedroom is cold and dark. As dark as possible, eliminate all light. Also, studies show 62 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit is the sweet spot for deep, restorative, fat-burning sleep. You could also take a warm to hot shower an hour before bed because when you hop out of that shower and go into that cold bedroom, guess what's going to happen? The body's going to cool down itself and you're going to feel relaxed. Something else you can do, magnesium and potassium before bed and some vitamin C, that could help you get into a good rhythm for your sleep. And have a nighttime routine. For me, it's writing down my gratitude, writing down my goals, reading a book, taking my technology and putting it on airplane mode, shutting down the MacBook and just resetting and restoring to get ready for bed. For me, it makes a big difference. You could also try things like reishi mushroom. You could try chamomile tea, whatever works best for you, CBD oil. These are gonna help, these tools are just tools in the toolbox to help you get better sleep. And then you wanna make sure you're not stressing out during the day. That long walk I mentioned earlier on, that'll help with stress as well. Focusing on gratitude, focusing on love. Love and gratitude are 2 of the biggest healers that we have in this world. And if you could focus on love and gratitude and put your attention on what is working for you, then you'll get more of what you want to work for you, because whatever we think about and think about, we bring about. So those are some ways for you to master sleep, master stress. Last tip here, this is gonna come as a shocker to you because I love keto. My company is called Keto Camp. But the fifth reason why you have hit a keto plateau is you've been in ketosis too long. That's right, there's two problems with staying in ketosis for too long. Number one, the body will actually slow down fat burning. Why? Because if you taught your body to only use fat as its fuel source for months and months and months, and sometimes in some people years, the body is going to be very efficient and conservative on how it burns that fuel, because all the body wants to do is survive. That's the number one priority for the body. The innate intelligence is to survive. So think of it this way. Here's an analogy that I got from my coach and mentor, Dr. Pompa, the brilliant Dr. Pompa. If it was the summer and you were getting ready for the cold winter months, you know it's going to be a cold winter. So you store about 50 logs of firewood to have ready during the winter to burn to get through that cold winter, those cold winter months. So winter rolls around, you only have 50 logs and you have about 4 months of these cold temperatures. What are you going to do? You're going to be very efficient and conservative on how you burn that firewood. Same thing with your body. It's going to be very conservative with its only precious fuel source, fat. But if you strategically throw in what I call a keto flex day, and I'm going to teach you how to do that, it's like your buddy coming over and dumping 200 more logs of firewood. You're going to be like, hell yeah, let's burn this firewood. You're going to be more efficient and motivated to burn the firewood. Same thing with the body. When you throw in a keto flex day of high healthy carbs, and I'll teach you how to do that shortly, it's like telling your body, yeah, keep burning that fat. So it's very important to not stay in ketosis too long, because here's the deal. There's not one culture in the history of this world that's stuck with the same diet long term. Not vegan, not vegetarian, not even keto. But the way that the body is designed, we're designed to burn fat as our primary fuel source, but not the only fuel source. So I'm going to teach you a 5-1-1 rule, which is a weekly rule to follow. If you feel like you've been in ketosis too long, you follow this structure, it'll help accelerate your results. But before I get to that, the second reason why it's dangerous to stay in ketosis too long, especially for ladies, the thyroid. The thyroid could begin to dysfunction because you have the T4, which is the inactive form of thyroid that is stored, that needs to be converted to T3, which is the active form of thyroid, which gets into your cells. When that happens, you burn fat, you feel good, you live a long, healthy life. But if you are chronically low in insulin, you've been in ketosis too long, that conversion gets compromised because insulin and the liver helps make that conversion. So if you have a toxic liver or you've been in ketosis too long, your thyroid will suffer and you won't make that conversion, meaning you're not going to have enough available T3 and you start storing fat. That's another problem when you're in ketosis too long. So what's the solution? Well, in my Keto Camp Academy, I have 4 ways to practice what is called diet variation, which I learned from Dr. Pompa. I'm going to give you one of those ways here, and then if you want to join the Keto Camp Academy, I'll give you an opportunity for that to learn the others and also get coaching on this. It's something called the 5-1-1 rule, meaning if you suspect that you've been in ketosis too long, you've been in ketosis for several months or even years, the 5-1-1 rule could do wonders for you and breaking through this plateau. It means 5 days out of the week, you're going to be practicing intermittent fasting and eating keto. So 5 days, you're going to keep up with your normal routine. I like that 18-6 fasting schedule. 5 days, you're doing that. 1 day out of the week, you're just completing a 24-hour fast, getting more of that autophagy, cellular repair, cellular junk being cleaned out of the body. So you're doing a 24-hour fast. Essentially, that means dinner to dinner or lunch to lunch or breakfast to breakfast, however you want to do it. The final day of the week is how you keto flex. It is your feast day. No fasting, you have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you're eating 100 to 200 grams of high, healthy carbs. You're gonna intentionally get out of ketosis, right? It's like teaching your body or your friends coming over and dumping all that firewood. You're gonna teach your body to continue with the fat burning by intentionally getting out of ketosis. And if you've done it the right way, you should be right back into ketosis that next day or the day after. So what are some healthy carbs? I like fruit. This is where you can have your fruit, yam, yucca, sweet potato. I have a whole list in my Keto Camp Academy. So those are 5 ways right there for you. And if that made sense, let me know out of those 5 ways, which one resonated with you the most. Which one out of the 5, let's go over it real quickly and let me know out of the 5, which one do you believe is the one that is your problem and now that you have the solution? Is it because you've been sticking to the same routine, which is the first one, mixing things up? Or is it because you've been breaking your fast the wrong way? That was the second way to break your fast, to break your plateau. Or is it because you're exercising too much? Or is it because your sleep and your stress sucks? Or is it the fifth reason you've been in ketosis too long? Put it down below if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, I'd love to know on Instagram and Facebook, which one do you suspect resonated the most with you and you suspect that's what's going on with you. I want to let you know about the Keto Camp Academy. If you're enjoying this video and my content and you want more of this, I have 100 plus videos on the Keto Camp Academy. They are curated for you, professionally edited. You will not find them anywhere else. I also have keto meal plans, all of my best-selling books. You also get a group coaching call from me. There's a section on keto for beginners and keto for advanced people. Same thing for fasting, sleep. There's fitness videos, fitness workouts, a private Facebook group, and you get all of that for only $39 per month. That's it. For the first 100 members, we're running a special right now, which is $27 per month. So if you find this in time, head over to www.ketocamp.academy.com and get signed up. I'd love to teach you everything I know, and that's how you get to become a pro at keto and fasting. Thank you so much for watching this video on YouTube. I appreciate you so much. You'll see me on the next video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you soon.